What is the best car for Uber drivers? The quick and easy answer is the one you're driving right now. The car that you have right now is by far the best car you can get for Uber and Lyft and Rideshare or any other gig app. It doesn't mean your car is the most profitable. It doesn't mean that your car is the most comfortable. Um, there's a lot of reasons why, or maybe things that we think about maybe getting another car. There's some excitement to it. Lately, I have been looking at the Cadillac Escalade. Now, I know I'm a Tesla guy. I love my Teslas, and I 100% will be getting a new Tesla Model Y. But, but that Cadillac Escalade, the one with the electric, the has like supposedly 600 miles worth of range, and the executive seating package. It looks really amazing, and it's fun. It's fun for people like me, and I'm sure you're the same way, where you open up a spreadsheet like a Google Sheets or something, and you start to analyze the numbers. What kind of money can I get for that? And when I say money, I think about like you can get premium rides. I'm not in a city where we have Uber Black, so I can't do that. But I could easily set up some sort of livery business where I do private rides. That would be amazing. I think there's a huge market actually, just to kind of put a little segue here for a second. Um, I think there's a lot of people that want to do intercity travel without having to be burdened by a flight. I think a good example would be Syracuse to New York City. It's a 4 hour, 5 hour drive, but it's also, even though it's a 1 hour flight, getting to the airport, waiting in line at the airport, getting crammed into an airplane, and then getting to the arrival, JFK, LaGuardia, or wherever you're going, and then from there catching an Uber into Midtown Manhattan, where you can just order a car from your house, that executive packaged, you know, Cadillac Escalade, and just ride in luxury all the way down to New York City. And it would be a little bit more expensive, but it's door to door, but it's probably about the same. I don't know. I've done some spreadsheets. I can go either way. But my point is, when we start looking at cars, I don't know about you, but cars are cool. And I start to think about them and how can I make money with them? And I also look at cars and I go, how's that person Uber driving in that? I've seen some people Uber driving in like, you know, Jeeps. I'm thinking like that Jeep, whatever Wagoneer, or I don't know what the different versions of Jeeps are, but and I'm thinking like that's getting like 16 miles to the gallon. How in the world? They don't even qualify for comfort sometimes. How how are they doing it? The reason why the car you drive right now is the best car for Uber is because you don't have to switch. The switching costs are by far the biggest costs of any type of new vehicle that you're going to get. So you think you can make more money and save more money by switching vehicles? Maybe, but there's the cost of switching, and that big cost is probably some sort of large expense, taxes to some extent, or whatever it might be. And then on top of it, the biggest expense is the unknown. The unknown is, will Uber or Lyft change the rules and your car not qualify for whatever? There's a couple of good examples. With the EV bonus, when I purchased my electric Tesla, it used to get like $1 per ride. I think it was unlimited. I can't remember what it was, but it was $1 per ride. So it was as many rides as I could do, I would get a $1 bonus for every single ride. Then it went down to like I had to do 200 rides for $200 or something like that. And now it's I have to do 200 rides for $150. Uber changed the game. And because they changed the game, I, am not making as much money as I thought I could have been made. I know for other people with certain Tesla models, they no longer qualify for Uber Premier or Black or something like that. And so your car, Uber and Lyft controls the rules. And so if you spend $1,000 to switch cars, and then the next day Uber changes the rules, you're SOL. You're out of luck. So I'm not saying you shouldn't buy a new car. Here's what I recommend. Buy the car that you like. That's it. And don't buy a car for Uber or Lyft. Just don't. And buy a car that you want to drive. And if it's good for Uber and Lyft, great. Great. That's a fun thing. Buy a car that, you know, could win-win. But just think about it. Let's do some rough estimates here for a second. Let's say you bought a brand new Tesla Model Y this fall. That's what I might be doing. In 5 years, will that car, quite frankly, still be... Sorry, Uber was offering me a reserved ride and I couldn't pass on it. Okay, so let's pretend here for a second. You're looking to buy a new car and you want to keep that car for 5 or 10 years. Maybe not even for rideshare, just that car for 5 to 10 years. What's going to happen in the world over the next 5 to 10 years in terms of cars? Um, I don't know about electric versus gas. I'm pretty sure a lot of the cars will still be combustion engine cars in 5 or 10 years, just because they can't produce that many electric cars, and we don't have a power grid for it here in the United States. But autonomous cars, that's going to be so huge, so huge. Again, my Tesla drives itself almost all the time today, so I can only imagine what it's going to be like in 5 or 10 years. And then the even if your car is not going to be autonomous, think about artificial intelligence being a part of your driving experience. Um, will your car have those processors, the ability to even do that? So, in summary, I don't want to belabor the point. I just wanted to hit it home because I think it really, really, really matters for my fellow rideshare drivers. Do not buy a car thinking that it's great for Uber or Lyft. No, I wish we could, and I know some of us still do, and sometimes we think about it. Again, we do, but those companies at any given point in time can change the rules. They're pushing toward autonomous cars. They're pushing toward that. Again, it's going to happen. How much money are you willing to risk and bet on that car? So my advice, buy the car that you like. Hey, my name is Levi Spires. This is the Daily Drive podcast on Tip You in the app. I wanted to create content really to connect with my fellow Uber and Lyft drivers, but anybody in the gig world, all the passengers. I think it's an amazing thing what we do. And for my fellow Uber and Lyft drivers, for 2025, I want you to drive your way. Drive the way that you like to drive. You're going to see a lot of advice on my channel, on other channels about how you should do it. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. But you're unique. And since you're unique, your car is unique, your city's unique, the times you drive, the things that you need, everything's unique. You're probably best to do it the way you want to do it. Don't feel pressured into driving the way other drivers want you to drive. I want you to know that I am cheering for you. I hope you're safe, healthy, happy, and you're just making as much money as possible. Be safe. Bye.